Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Afro EPL. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel after that finals yesterday and after the dramatic scenes we experienced yesterday. And I am torn. I am torn. There is a part of me that is happy, and I really celebrated Senegal's victory yesterday. And there's a part of me that is really depressed and sad for African football. The eyes of the world were on Africa yesterday. The eyes of the world, everyone and his dog was watching that game yesterday. I've not looked at the numbers, but I know it was some record numbers watching the finals. For us to have those scenes at the end was the saddest thing that could have happened to African football. There is no way we can sugarcoat what that was. There is no way. I mean, there was where were we starting? So yeah, it breaks my heart that we had to find ourselves in that situation. It was just unnecessary. It was heartbreaking, and I don't even know who to blame. I don't even know because it's so multifaceted. But the last thing and the only thing that I remember is not the last thing, but the only thing I remember is that Africa lost something. We, as Africans, lost something yesterday. I don't know if it's our reputation, the AFCON reputation, if it's our status, or maybe it's just a cement. If maybe it's just a situation that cemented a lot of narratives and a lot of stereotypes, and it is difficult for me to wake up this morning and celebrate. I would love to celebrate, but I don't have the heart to celebrate. But there's one thing that I know. One thing that I know which will always stand true in this situation is that at the end of the day, we had a competition and the best team in the competition won. And I think Senegal are the best team in Africa, and they are the flag bearers of Africa, and they won. And congratulations to Senegal, because they deserved that win, irrespective of what happened. And I am trying so hard not to go into those details, but I have decried and I have spoken extensively on Afro EPL the difficulty we have faced this period with the kind of refereeing that we have seen at the AFCON. And I refuse to build conspiracies. I will point my finger to competencies. I will point my finger to the fact that I am clear in my head that the people who were given the responsibility to run and referee the games were not competent enough. So we had the highest level of football, the best facilities that you can imagine for us to play. I don't think AFCON and CAF have ever had an opportunity to put up such a show before. And here we are, world-class stadiums, world-class facilities, world-class players, world-class competition. But the one thing that dragged us down to the very bottom, and that was evident by the savory scenes from yesterday, was that we don't have world-class referees. We don't. We don't have world-class referees that could have matched the world-class football, the world-class everything else that surrounded yesterday and the pump and the guile of what African Nations Cup finals should have been. Because there is no other reason why we found ourselves in that situation if we had world-class referees. Is it a case where our competitions, we should be looking out of Africa to get referees to come and officiate our games? I mean, even if you want to say we had the best referees, I think the management of the VAR, the new concept of the VAR and the management of it was shocking. And we can only take learnings from here and start building our reputation again, because I feel like we are on the floor with our faces down. And it hurts me as someone who promotes African football, as someone who talks about and profiles African players in the EPL. It hurts me to see that yesterday. It was a blow. But the one thing that could justify everything that we do is that the best team won. Irrespective of the difficulties, the best team won. And I am so happy for Senegal. You see, I'm really not talking about the game. I'm just looking at the things that tried to mar our reputation even further. But yeah, I don't know. I want to know your thoughts in the comment section. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know what your feelings are. Just let me know what you're thinking about in this situation. And yeah, let's have the conversation in the comments. And let's see exactly what solutions we have as a people. Now, if I have to say anything about the situation from yesterday, the one thing that saved us or still gives us room to hold on to something as a people is the fact that the decision for the teams to leave the field was never followed. They brought themselves back to the field of play and continued the game. That to me was a victory. And I would forever thank Sadio Mane and those who just took time just to step back from the emotions and rally the troops to come right back to the field to play. I am so proud of that action. I am so proud of what they did. Whoever convinced players to come back to the field yesterday after the events that led to that penalty, whoever succeeded in one way or the other to bring players back to the pitch, we would forever be thankful to that person. Forever. So yeah, it's a shame that we got here, but we're here. It's a shame that we got here, but we're here. So let us celebrate the fact that we still have good people. We still have good people in our midst. The Senegalese had good people in their midst to go, hey, let's hold ourselves back. Walking away was the emotional reaction, which you can understand. But logically, and for the sake of our football, that would have been the worst thing that would have ever happened to us. For our finals to end because a team walked away. That would have been catastrophe. So it is a time for us as a people, as CAF, as all the different federations to actually stop, take stock, and look exactly into what happened and why we got to that point in a competition which is highly regarded by the world, like AFCON. It is time for us to start asking serious questions and holding people accountable. And then we'll have a solution, and then we'll be better. Anyway, congratulations to Senegal. It was a wonderful game. The game itself was really beautiful. And the biggest victims of all of this are the players, because they have nothing to do with this. They have nothing. They were playing football. And you could see the passion. You could see them giving everything. But we were being dragged back, dragged down the mud. So the biggest victims in this are the players who were in that pitch, because they had nothing to do with it. Yeah, you could talk about a few of them who were looking for the goalkeeper's towel to drag, and those are things that happen that is normal. But for us to be in a position where players are being asked to drag, players are being pushed to the limit, and teams are being pushed to the limit where they want to be dragged off the pitch, we need reviews. We need a retrospective. We need to stop back and introspect as Africans, as everybody who is accountable or responsible for any of these things that would have been tied to the activities from yesterday. Please, let's review, let's retrospect, and let's look for solutions and principles that we can work on. Better training for our referees, more emphasis on VAR training, whatever it takes for us to find ourselves in a situation where our football is never down this road ever again, because we will not survive it. Yeah. shocking, but congratulations to Senegal. Well deserved. Congratulations to football because we were at the brink of losing it. Thank you very much, everyone. Speak to you soon. It was beautiful having AFCON. It was beautiful. And speak to you soon, as I said. Au revoir. Merci beaucoup. Asante. Ciao. Bye.